Greetings, salutations, and welcome back to Retro Emulations, where the only pain in emulation is me, your host, Pain. And today I just wanted to come at you with a quick little video here, just to show you how you can transform your FunKey device, whether that be the FunKey S, the Q36 Mini, or the RG Nano, into basically the perfect little Pokemon machine. I'll show you how to add some GB colorization, fast forward, and a few other little tips and tricks before the end of it. Alright, first thing you'll want to do though is go install DrUm's OS if you have not already. I can say that there is no reason to not already be on DrUm's OS. So if you do need to know how to do that, you can just go ahead and go watch my other video. It's the only one I've got right now. It's my first video, but I will be making more soon, so make sure that you subscribe. Alright, now let's just jump right into it. Once you've loaded into your FunKey and you're in DrUm's version, you should now have Pico Arch emulators by default in Retro Front End. So all you need to do is launch one of your games, and it should look normal at first. It's the same as what you're used to, but if you open up the menu and you go up, you should have a new advanced options menu, which you can use to unlock by going to options and then emulator options. You can get GB colorization. This allows you to actually have some nice green colors for your FunKey. I also like to turn on LCD Ghosting to accurate because I do like that ghosting effect, and I do like color correction for Game Boy Color only. You can just do that while you're here because we are in a core that applies for both Game Boy and Game Boy Color. So whatever settings you apply to this will apply to both Game Boy and Game Boy Color. Alright, now just like RetroArch, if you didn't know, you will need to go and save your config after you make any changes. However, before we go do that, I actually want to go over and just point out that in player controls, your A and B now have turbo buttons for X and Y, and now as well on emulator controls, this is the more important thing, and you can toggle your FPS CPU percent if you like that. I like having that option, and more importantly, you can now toggle fast forward, and we're obviously going to turn that on. And then I also want to show you the FPS and CPU, and I do like to have aspect and smooth for video options. Highly recommend. Once you've got everything set up the way that you like, you do want to go down to save config and then save global config. And then once you've done that, if there are any games that you want to work differently, you just need to save game config, and that will work on a per game basis. Alright, and once you've got that done, it should now have that classic Game Boy look, and I really do think this just makes it really makes the difference. It just transforms all of these little micro handhelds from just a novelty into something a lot more functional. Having the fast forward really makes a big difference, right? And I can actually show you that does work right here, 59 frames per second, and fast forward we can go all the way up to double that. And I have tested, if you want to get more frames out of it, you can. Actually, let's just go ahead and do that really quick. Go into your emulator options and turn off color correct or blending, and that will actually give you higher frame rates from my testing. Yeah, look at that. Immediately 240, almost twice as fast. So if you're just looking to grind out some levels, turn off the LCD ghosting for a bit, and you're looking at a 4 times speed up for your Pokemon, and this really makes a huge difference. I cannot recommend this enough, guys. Really quick, I just wanted to show you as well what it looks like for Game Boy Color games. And see, as you can see, I can already fast forward. The effects carry over between Game Boy and Game Boy Color because they both do use the same emulator core. And that's just the way that PicoArch works. You can see that it does inherit the exact same options from Game Boy. So whatever you set for one, it is going to set for the other. So with it set to internal and Game Boy Color only, for color correction, you're going to get what I consider to be the best result. And then you can set your color correction to whatever you prefer. I like it on Accurate with Central, and that's what you can see right here. I think you can pick up that ghosting effect. And then this is what it looks like without it. A lot brighter. You don't get that authentic Game Boy Color. So I do like playing with color correction on Game Boy Color as well. Highly recommend. Just wanted to show that off really quick. As you can see, all that you can enable for Game Boy Advance is color correction and frame blending, and I do like to play with both of those enabled as well. And actually, you'd be surprised, Game Boy Advance looks quite good on here. It is totally playable. Now, I will say, as one little bonus tip before you go, highly recommend going and downloading Universal Pokémon Randomizer, which is available online. I'll show a link on screen right now. And once you download that, you just load up your preferred ROM of choice, and you can actually edit it. What I would recommend doing, there's just two things at least. Is just allow impossible evolutions, which allows you to evolve a handful of Pokemon that you otherwise might not be able to with emulators. Most notably, trade Pokemon. And then as well, I would recommend turning on fastest text, which actually unlocks a hidden option in the games that makes text appear instantly. And between those two, it really just makes the experience a lot more enjoyable. And if this video is helpful, if you would like to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, leave a comment, tell me if there's anything you'd like to see in the future, tell me your favorite Pokemon game while you're down there, and I will see you next time.